Ep 56, How to Build Muscle After 60. It is never too late. Can you build muscle after 60? After 70? After 80? The answer, backed by decades of research, is an unambiguous yes. Muscle tissue retains the capacity for growth, hypertrophy, throughout life. Studies have shown meaningful muscle mass and strength gains in adults in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s in response to progressive resistance training. This matters enormously. Muscle is not just about appearance or athletic performance. It is the organ of longevity. It is the primary site of glucose disposal. It protects joints. It prevents falls. It enables independence. It is the metabolic engine that determines whether you are frail or vital at 80. The question is not whether you can build muscle after 60. The question is, are you? After 60, building muscle is harder than it was at 30. But harder does not mean impossible. The primary challenge is anabolic resistance, a blunted muscle protein synthesis response to the same stimulus that would build muscle in a younger person. Older muscle requires a stronger signal, more protein per meal, heavier loads in training, or more training volume to achieve the same response. Hormonal changes also reduce the anabolic environment. Lower testosterone, lower growth hormone, and lower IGF-1 reduce the hormonal support for muscle growth. But these hormonal changes reduce the ceiling, they do not eliminate the response. The practical implication is simple. Older adults can build muscle, but they need to apply the stimulus more consistently, eat more protein, and train with more intention than a younger person might. Progressive resistance training, consistently challenging the muscles with increasing loads over time, is the only proven stimulus for muscle hypertrophy. The principle of progressive overload means the muscles must be challenged beyond their current capacity. Doing the same exercise with the same weight indefinitely produces no further growth. The load, volume, or difficulty must increase over time. Effective exercises for older adults: squats and leg press for quadriceps and glutes, the largest and most important muscle groups. Romanian deadlifts for hamstrings and lower back. Rows and pull-downs for back and biceps. Chest press for chest and triceps. Shoulder press for deltoids. These compound movements recruit multiple muscle groups simultaneously, maximally efficient. Equipment options: dumbbells, barbells, resistance bands, cable machines, and even bodyweight progressions, push-up variations, single-leg squat progressions, all produce muscle growth with correct programming. Frequency: 2 to 3 resistance training sessions per week, with 48 hours rest between sessions targeting the same muscle group. Sets and reps: 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 repetitions per exercise, taken to near muscular failure. The last 2 reps should be genuinely challenging. This rep range and proximity to failure is most effective for hypertrophy in older adults. Training provides the stimulus. Protein provides the material. Without adequate protein, the muscle-building signal cannot be acted upon. Total protein: 1, 6 to 2. 2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day for those actively trying to build muscle. This is significantly above standard recommendations and is supported by meta-analyses of protein and hypertrophy research. Leucine is the key amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. A threshold of approximately 2 to 3 grams of leucine per meal is required to maximally stimulate the response. This is found in approximately 30 to 40 grams of whey protein, 4 to 5 eggs, or 150 to 175 grams of chicken or beef. Meal distribution matters. Spreading protein across 3 or 4 meals, rather than concentrating it in one, maximizes the number of daily muscle protein synthesis events. Post-workout protein within 2 hours of training, 30 to 40 grams, takes advantage of the post-exercise anabolic window when muscle is maximally receptive. Creatine monohydrate has the strongest evidence base of any sports supplement for muscle gain in older adults. 3 to 5 grams daily consistently increases muscle mass and strength, with additional evidence for cognitive benefit. Safe, inexpensive, and effective. Muscle building is cumulative and slow, even in young people. In older adults, visible changes in muscle mass take 8 to 12 weeks of consistent training to become apparent, and 6 months to a year to produce substantial changes. Consistency is the determining factor. 2 to 3 sessions weekly, every week, for months and years, not a heroic month followed by nothing. Sleep is when the majority of muscle protein synthesis occurs. Growth hormone is primarily secreted during deep sleep. 7 to 9 hours is not optional for those training to build muscle. It is physiologically necessary. Recovery between sessions, adequate sleep, hydration, and protein determines how fully adaptations from each training session are expressed. For those new to resistance training after 60, starting conservatively is wise, not because older adults are fragile, but because connective tissue, tendons, and ligaments adapts more slowly than muscle. Jumping too fast into heavy loading before tendons have adapted is the most common cause of injury in new trainees of any age. Start with light to moderate loads and focus on learning the movement patterns correctly. Increase load gradually over weeks. A session with a personal trainer, even just 2 or 3 sessions, to learn correct form pays dividends in both safety and effectiveness. If you have significant joint issues, osteoporosis, or cardiovascular disease, get clearance from your doctor before beginning. Muscle is the currency of longevity. It is what keeps you independent, functional, metabolically healthy, and free to do what you love at 70, 80, and beyond. It responds to training at any age. The biology is clear. The only question is whether you will give it the stimulus it needs. See you in the next video.